What's going on, folks? Rick here. I'm back with another video, and I'm here to do an unboxing for you guys today, and it's a very exciting one for me. So, excuse my voice, I have a bit of a cold, so if you hear me coughing in the video, please don't mind me. But I'm here to unbox my new YouTube camera, my new camera that I purchased for the purposes of making YouTube videos. Now, this may not be 2017 top-of-the-line model, but looking at my price point, my budget, this was the best vlogging YouTube camera that you could get for the money, and I'll tell you guys why in a minute. So real quick, let's go into some specifications. Okay, so obviously this is the Sony A5100. It has dimensions. It's 110 by 63 by 36 millimeters. For those of you guys that are counting, this is an actual mirrorless camera. So I did an unboxing about a year ago. I actually purchased a Canon SL1 DSLR camera, and basically after I unboxed it, I plan on using that for YouTube videos. But it was just so big and bulky for me. It didn't have the pop-up viewfinder, so I found myself rarely to never actually using the camera, and I just winded up putting it up on eBay, selling it for a decent price, and deciding to purchase something that is more compact, but the photo quality is on par, if not better. It has a ton of features on here, and it's something that you could throw inside, you know, a knapsack, a book bag, a purse, or whatever you might be carrying, and it doesn't feel cumbersome. So in addition to that, this also what I liked about this camera compared to my older camera, this is Wi-Fi ready, and it does have NFC on it. So there is functionality on this camera to just basically tap it to your smartphone after downloading an app, and anything that you're taking pictures of, you could just remotely download, not needing a cable or anything of that sort. So let's kind of take a look at the box. Let's shift that over to the side right here. Okay, so if you guys want to pause it now, it has a lot of the specs highlighted here. Okay, so here are some of the key features. Again, like I mentioned, NFC. This is a 1080p camera, high definition camera. The APS-C, this is the actual size of the sensor right there. You have a 24.3 megapixel camera, fast hybrid autofocus, and this is one of the shining features of most of Sony's cameras, and especially this camera. You have touch focus shutter. So basically, the screen is somewhat touch screen. It's really just touch screen for focusing and pinpointing a certain thing, and a lot of the other aspects of the screen you would actually have to go through on the scroll bar. I'll show you guys that when I do a full review. And it has a built-in pop-up flash. Alright guys, and if you could tell from the box right here, you could see that the screen does pop up and turn towards you, which is very good for obviously selfie pictures and vlogging, and being able to see exactly what you're doing on the camera. So without further ado, let's go into it. From what I saw, there really wasn't much to it. So let's get into this. You have your warranty guides here. Okay. You have lenses and accessories and different things that you could buy with this camera. I'll file that to the side. Excuse me. Okay. Now, one thing I was hearing online, that this is an amazing camera, however it is a bit fragile, so I would recommend getting a case for this camera. They do sell on Amazon, on eBay. I'll leave a link in the description below on where you could pick up this camera, as well as possibly a leather case or a silicone case as well. So again, not to make this a total comparison video, this is the camera. Let's file that to the side for a second and see what we have in here. Okay, so you have your USB to micro USB charging cable. Let's see. All right, this is your Sony strap right here. this is your Sony battery. Now, let's see how many milliamps. This is a 1020 milliamp battery. So real quick, just to tell you guys, a lot of the complaints with some of the Canon cameras was actually that the battery life was really poor. They rated a lot of the Canon cameras at about 2 hours of video playback, and this is rated at about 4 hours. Okay. All right, and here is your USB charging brick. So another thing that's cool about this camera, you could actually take any USB cable, even if you lose the one that comes with the camera, you could take that USB cable and any USB cable and actually charge up your phone. So one flaw about the camera obviously is a lot of these mirrorless cameras and DSLRs, they come with like a charging cradle, so you don't actually have to have the battery in the phone. However, with this, I'm sorry, in the camera. However, with this camera, you actually have to have it in the camera unless you purchase maybe an aftermarket charging cradle. I'll leave a link in the description for that as well. All right, boom. So without further ado, here's the camera. I went ahead and purchased the white variant. I don't know why. I like the white versions better. I think it looks a lot cleaner, a lot, you know, more hip in style, as opposed to just the standard black version. A lot of people say purchasing a white camera, you could get this dirty. But again, if you purchase a protective case, I don't think you have to worry about that as much. Here's the lens cover right here. Okay, and another cool feature about this, from what I was reading on reviews, a lot of the mirrorless cameras, the zoom in and zoom out, you actually have to do it via the touchscreen or via the wheel. Over here, you have a scrolling feature here to make you feel like a regular DSLR camera in regards to zoom. Again, like I mentioned earlier, this is a 24.3 megapixel camera. And you have your articulating screen. So obviously, if you want to do selfies or if you want to take a video and see exactly what you're filming, you have the ability to do that. All right. Again, one of the other major reasons why I decided to go with this camera, it is user friendly. I did notice with the DSLR camera, there's a lot of functions on there. It's difficult to understand. It's hard to, the learning curve is pretty hard to understand how to work it. I'm not saying it's extremely difficult, but it's hard enough where it would deter me from just using my smartphone camera. Okay. Over here you have your battery bay, and there's something unique about here that a lot of DSLRs and other cameras don't have. So usually you'll have your micro SD card slot in the same bay as the battery, which means you would have to remove the battery to get to the SD card. This actually has it. Where is it? Right here. I can figure out how to get to it. All right, boom. So you can fit your micro SD card, your charging cable in here on the side over here. So it's separated. So you don't have to realistically remove the battery to get to the SD card. Again, this is just a quick unboxing. I'll go through my full review of the Sony A5100. Over here you have dual microphones over here, some stereo microphones, which will help with audio quality. One of the biggest issues on, one of the biggest reasons why someone will purchase a DSLR as opposed to a mirrorless camera is actually having a audio jack on the actual camera, and a lot of the mirrorless cameras do not come with that. So by having these stereo microphones should help with the audio quality. As you can see from up top over here, you have your, zoom in a little bit better. You have your record movie button over here. You have your different shutter buttons over here and different sensors that I don't know what they are just yet. So just allow me a few days to go through this camera step by step so I could do a realistic in-depth review in regards to the picture quality, the camera quality. If there's any questions in regards to this camera that you'd like to know, please leave it in the comment section below. So when I'm doing my full review, I could go ahead and go through everything with you guys. Again, that was a quick unboxing of the Sony A5100. If you have any questions, again, leave it in the comment section below, and I'd much appreciate a thumbs up and please subscribe. See you guys in the next one.